What is up, Fortune Nation? So we have some news out in the baseball world that's actually coming from Miami. Now, this news is interesting news because it can also potentially help the Yankees out in any kind of trade with Bryan Reynolds, or for Bryan Reynolds, I should say. But before I get into that, if you like this kind of content, baseball or Yankees, please hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon buttons. It's greatly appreciated, extremely helpful for the channel, and I don't want you to miss out on anything that I put out. Plus, it's also great feedback on whether or not you like this kind of content. So please be sure to do that before you leave. So getting on to the news. So the Miami Marlins have made 4 of their pitchers available in any kind of trade. They are right-handed pitcher Pablo Lopez, left-handed pitcher Trevor Rogers, right-handed pitcher Edward Cabrera, and left-handed pitcher Jesus Luzardo. Now, those 4 are controllable. They have anywhere from 3 to 5 controllable years left before they become free agents, which makes them very valuable commodities and trade commodities. And being that 2 of them are lefties, that also helps. So Miami, as we know, is loaded with pitching. That's one thing that they have been known for. They are like Tampa. They are a pitching factory. They always get high-end pitching prospects, which leads me to my next point. This could potentially help the Yankees in their pursuit of getting Bryan Reynolds. So now if they can't get a deal done with just them in Pittsburgh, they could call up Miami and try and get a 3-team deal done. Now I have a trade proposal for both a 3-team deal, including Miami, and a regular trade proposal that does not include Miami, and it's just Pittsburgh and the Yankees. Now, it is very doable that they can do it without giving up Peraza, Volpe, and Dominguez, or 2 of those 3. So, keep that in mind. Remember, we just got Brian Sabean and Omar Minaya to be the right hands for Brian Cashman, and they're very good at baseball. They're very good at what they do. They are very smart baseball minds, and they will make sure the Yankees don't get fleeced. So, the trade proposals that I have, starting with the 3-team deal between Miami, Pittsburgh, and the Yankees, is that the Yankees would ultimately end up receiving Bryan Reynolds. The Yankees would send to Pittsburgh Jason Dominguez, Clark Schmidt, Luis Hill or Davy Garcia, Clayton Beeter, Roderick Arias. Or they could go just with a handful of prospects of Jason Dominguez, Austin Wells, Everson Pereira. You can also give them a Clark Schmidt and Domingo Germán, while Miami would send either a combination of Trevor Rogers and Jesus Luzardo, or Jesus Luzardo, Edward Cabrera, or you could do Pablo Lopez and whatever combination you want to do there. But more than likely would be Trevor Rogers, who would go over in that deal, and then they could give up J.J. Bleday and a couple of other prospects if they needed to. They could send them to Miami, which would, I would probably say Sixto Sanchez might be involved in that as well. But they could go over to Miami, or to Pittsburgh, excuse me, from Miami, and that could help. That could be the deal that gets the Yankees Ryan Reynolds, because they would end up sending Gleyber Torres and a couple of prospects and some cash as well to Miami. They could do that, and that could potentially help them. The other deal that they could do, if it was just Pittsburgh and the Yankees, would be Dominguez, Schmidt, either Beeter or Warren, Garcia or Hill, Germán, and then a guy like Arias. to Pittsburgh for Bryan Reynolds. So they get the pitching they need or that they want. Now, they're asking for King's ransom. And I just want to touch on this for a second because this is important. They are asking for King's ransom for a guy that they just lowballed. So I don't know if now teams are going to look at them and say, well, we're not going to give you King's ransom. We're going to give you this and, either take it or leave it kind of thing. But at the end of the day, Bryan Reynolds will be moved. And I do strongly believe, and I've said this many times before, that Bryan Reynolds will be a Yankee at the end of the day. But let me know in the comments section below what you guys think. Please flood the comments. It's really helpful, and I love getting into it with you guys. Until next time, enjoy the rest of your weekend. Have a great day.